Shalom and welcome to Psychology of the Parsha for Parshat Kedoshim. The Parsha begins with Kedoshim Tihiyu. You shall be holy. Ki Kadosh Ani Hashem Elokechem. For I, your God, Hashem your God, I am holy. Now it's interesting. Can we be holy like God? I mean, can we even compare our holiness to God's holiness? Furthermore, is God giving us a mission impossible to be holy like Him? We're never going to get there. I mean, even when we hear about the virtue of our forefathers, of our matriarchs, of the great chachamim, the sages throughout the previous generations, we can't compare to them. Even our contemporary times, when we hear about extraordinary, virtuous individuals, we're like, wow, I can't live up to that. I can try. I can make an attempt. So what is that God's telling us? Be holy like I am holy, or for I am holy. Perhaps what God is saying is you be holy. Be as holy as you can be. Why? Or how? Or what? Because I am holy. Meaning that holiness should be a true and pure holiness. God is truth. Truth is pure. Now what do I mean by that? What could be an impure holiness? What could be an untrue holiness? Well, first of all, if somebody is quote-unquote holy, but is using that holiness as a weapon against others, or as a means, as a way of causing others discomfort, of making life difficult for others, of creating a scene when it's unnecessary, of making it so that other people perhaps become negative, become upset with the holiness. I'm not referring to any type of behavior in particular, but just in general. There are people that if you ask them, they will tell you, of course I'm holy. Of course I'm such a religious, holy person. But yet if you ask the people living around them, or the people that come in contact with them, they'll say, what? I never want to be like that. I never want to be like that person and with that behavior. It doesn't rub me well. That person is either nasty, obnoxious, difficult, makes life difficult for others, inconsiderate. That's what God means when He says, I want you to be holy like I am holy. Which obviously nobody has an issue with God Himself. We may not understand Him all the time, but if you ask anybody, God is certainly synonymous with holiness, with goodness, and with truth. And that's what the Torah means. To illustrate this, I once read a beautiful story that took place in one of the villages in Israel, where there was a little Bechor. Now, Bechor is a firstborn kosher animal, is rendered holy by the Torah. In the times of the Bet HaMikdash, in the times when the Holy Temple stood, that firstborn would actually be brought and offered as an offering. Unless, of course, it developed a blemish, which rendered it unfit for the altar. Nowadays, when we don't have the Bet HaMikdash, the holiness is still there. Thus, there's nothing we can really do with it. It's holy. It belongs to God. It belongs to the altar. But there is no altar to offer it on. Thus, we cannot sell it. We cannot do anything with it. And therefore, typically, by all costs, a farmer tries to avoid ever becoming sucked into such a predicament. You try to do whatever is halachically available whatever means are available in order to avoid this animal having Kedushat HaBechor, the holiness of Bechor. But anyway, in this case, there was a Bechor. For whatever reason, they didn't take the necessary precautions, and here it is, this little young goat running around town. And the matter is so severe when it comes to dealing with these holy animals that you can't even groom it, lest you may cause a blemish unintentionally. And thus, you would be now transgressing, which is called matil mum b'kadoshim, literally making a blemish in the holies, in holy animals. Thus this animal ran around freely, loosely, running from dumpster to dumpster, from one yard to another, and no one can say or do anything to it, because it's holy. So a wise man once observed, and he said, young goat, he said in Yiddish, heilig bist du, aber stinken stinkst du. You are indeed holy, but you stink. And this is a lesson for all of us. To be holy, one needs to also be careful not to stink. You can be so holy that no one can touch you, and no one can get near you, but you stink. You don't leave a good impression on anyone. And that's what God's telling us. Be holy, for I am holy. Shalom.